Hi there, good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Gooner Booth. Transfer deadline day. It's now officially closed at 7 o'clock. Loads to talk about. Wayne, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, mate. Good evening. I can't say we're going to be disappointed this time, Tone. No last minute deals for Neto and Sterling, and none of us have to watch Edu try to explain to himself as to why Sterling was signed, and not our first choices, which was, looking back on it now, absolute diabolical. So eight signings in Tone. Obviously, we're going to run through them, but as you know, we all know. I'm going to quickly recap if I made the ins and outs, and I'll pass back to you, my friend. So we brought in Kepa, Eza, Gyökeres, Madueke, Eze, should I say? Sorry, not Eza. Mosquera, Norgard, Subamendi, and someone who's recently been just confirmed is Hincapié on deadline day. Arsenal about half hour, 45 minutes ago, just confirmed that transfer time. The total outs, so that's obviously 8 players in, matey. The total outs, so that's Hein on loan to Werder Bremen. Nelson, I'm thinking they've submitted the deal sheet, Brentford. That's a loan with, I don't know if at the moment, confirmation either an option or obligation for 15 million.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Vieira on loan to Hamburger in Germany, SV. Could potentially
Hamburger. Are you hungry?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think that's how you use that.
It's quite Hamburg. Yeah, Hamburger.
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the German. How they call it in German? It's Hamburg, guys. I apologise.
Yeah, Hamburger. Well, it's Hamburger.
I love a hamburger. Actually,
sounds like
I'll leave that to Hamburg. We got obviously. So that's, I think it's something 20 million euros or 23. Something it's about 20 million. It could be lower than that, but at the end of the day, he's not settled here. We're potentially getting a fee at the end of this. There's also a loan fee as well, minimum one maybe for that one. So we had Jorginho leave on a free. We had Marquinhos, he left for about 3 million. Partey left on a free. Nuno, we got, I think, 7.3 million in the end. So I think it worked out for them two, for Marquinhos and Nuno. That was the only incoming, was cash, should I say, 10.3 million from sales. Kieran Tierney left on a free. Tomiyasu was released. Kivior's obviously gone on loan to Porto. That's looking as well, Tone, to be roughly about 23 million. And I think that will be a permanent at the end of the loan agreement. And obviously Sambi has gone to Hamburg, not Hamburger. And I think someone said close to like 10 million. It's not been disclosed to anybody. If that's 10 million for him, that's, in my opinion, decent. Apparently, we agreed a 1-year contract so he could keep his value. So I don't know if that was last year or something like that. So obviously he didn't go for free. So if you've got money for him, I think people have to go. Fair enough.
Do you think we'll get much for Sambi Lukonga?
Sorry, my friends, repeat, sorry?
Do you think we'll get much for Sambi Lukonga?
No, well, as I just said, mate, I think it's roughly, they're looking about 10 million, someone said, as on there. Obviously that's been confirmed as well, Tone, so they haven't confirmed the fee, but he, it's 50 grand a week off the wages, and we're getting paid, we're getting a fee for him. We have to look at it in that sense. Total outs, mate, if I count up correctly, we're looking 5, 10, so it looks like 12. Let me count that again, mate. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I apologise, guys. So you've replaced players that have gone. You've upgraded the squad. We'll get obviously into that. But yeah, there's still something I want to point out to people. Some people like Trossard saying he won't play a lot. I mean, we've agreed a deal with him, and I don't know why there's rumours saying he wanted to go. And
I think on that
as well.
Yeah, I think on that way, and I think we done a contract extension video, and I think they actually got that wrong. I think it was just a pay rise. It wasn't an extension.
I wanted to. I was going to correct it. It was just a pay rise, Tone. Wasn't his contract didn't change. He's just getting more money.
So that I think for me that says that Arsenal were just writing him off in terms of any resale value by doing that. It's really strange though. Why would you give someone a pay rise to play, backup fiddle to Eze? I even think that in Arteta's eyes, Martinelli's ahead of Trossard on the left-hand side.
Well, as I say, playing at Liverpool, yeah. With regards to Trossard, Tone, as well. Again, guys, these are stuff I read. I follow a lot of people on Twitter, Arsenal, and again, you kind of have to take a pinch of salt. But if it's true, what they were trying to say was that Edu, prior to leaving, there was an agreement that he would get a pay rise. So I don't know if there's a case of his agent saying, all right, but he deserves that. So maybe it was a case of either, we couldn't. No one's wanted him. Someone wanted him, so I'm pretty sure Berta could have got something for him. I think there's a lot of sort of like agent stuff, and this why it's taken so long, and why, excuse me, the deals were done this late is because I just think that Edu has fucked a lot of stuff up in terms of transfers, mate. Yeah. So I think obviously Berta's, he's done, in my opinion, he's done well. 2 players have gone to Hamburg, the same club. Good luck to him, by the way. To all the outs, good luck to him. To be honest, Tone, you can't have any hard feelings. No one's come to this club, slagged the Arsenal off. The one person I will say, Tone, which is a bit of a disappointment now that we have still got him. I wanted to point out to you as well quickly, mate. The Turkish league is still open. And I think, so someone's saying, they might, To be fair to you, the only person I think should go will be Zinchenko. I don't know if you read what he said, but he's come out with a book saying, literally not saying, I've not been playing. My wife was, upset. My daughter, I was upset as a father, trying to explain why I'm not playing. You're not playing, mate, because the team's evolved. He's the only player that's made anything in the media. Yeah. So I'm a little bit, for me, I'm like, I don't really want you at my club if you're releasing stuff like that, and it's coming out of the media. So that's one to watch, Tone. I don't know if it'll happen, dude, but that's one to watch until the end of that second, the 10th or whatever it is.
Yeah, he got caught out a lot, didn't he? And he got, he wasn't a good defender. Let's be honest. Good ball plan. I think maybe a centre midfielder back up.
He's better in midfield. I mean, listen, Tone. Listen, to let you crack on with it, mate. Just the last sort of thing on that is, what I mean is that there's everyone going, not really, but I'm thinking to myself, if one person should go, is because you're saying that. I get you're upset, but you're releasing it in a book, and everyone's, you got to keep your mouth. Every one of those players that I've listed, Tone, have kept their mouth shut. And, I get your frustration, but now there's a book about it, and yours, so yeah, it's annoying, but if he's going to have to stay, let's look for a January deal, Tone, personally. I think Bert has done fantastic. We will, again, I'm not going to tread on the point of this today, mate. We will get cracking on it, and I'm going to give that over to you. But yeah, I think it's one that you're going to look into in January. If there's a Trossard, Martinelli, Zinchenko, and I think maybe you might look at another attacker coming in potentially in January.
I'm a little bit. I'm surprised. I mean, maybe I was looking at it, but I think we might have left ourselves a little bit short due to injuries up top. What I don't want us doing is running Yokres into the ground in the first couple of games.
I'm worried about that. 100%.
You've got no one to come in. I mean, I would even. I think a lot of Arsenal will question it, but I would kind of understand if there's a few games where Mourinho goes up front.
Yeah.
Just to give him that break, because he's openly said that he's not fully fit on a lot of feedback on matches. So, and you can tell that he's not at 100%. But let's go into detaetail.
Let's go for it, mate.
That we've ever had in my lifetime in terms of money spent and money, players coming in.
Ins and outs, going crazy. Yeah,
let's go through it. Around just under 300 million spent.
Yeah.
So we've invested now. Arteta has got nowhere to hide, in my opinion, but I'm sure we'll get into that throughout the season. So Kepa bought him for 5 million. Do you know what? He hasn't broken the bank.
No.
Better than Neto, who we had before.
It wasn't hard. That's not hard, but yeah.
Down in goal. I thought he was auditioning for the Matrix when he come on for the Champions League game. The way he was diving around.
Yeah.
He's supposed to save the ball, not dodge it. But that was quite. It wasn't funny at the time, but looking back on it, honestly was a bit of a clown. But yeah, 5 million, good piece of business. He understands his backup as well, which makes more thing. If he comes in for Raya, I'm quite comfortable with that.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, nice easy one. Yeah, easy bit of business for us. Moving on, Martin Zubimendi, 51 million. I've got a little bit of a question mark on this one, and I think my reaction video yesterday with yourself, I questioned, I'm still a little bit. The question mark for me is, can he handle the Premier League, the physicality of the Premier League? We've already seen that he don't have the time that he would in the Spanish league, and I think he's struggling with that. If I'm being completely honest with you, but I do get your point that Declan Rice might need to do a little bit more just to cover that sixth position when we're in transition of defending. But he's still finding his feet. We're in game 3, so I think maybe it's fair to probably judge him around Christmas time. But for me, question mark, on how he's going to do this season. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, to be fair with you, Tony, I like the player. I think obviously he's going to be one that will divide some fan opinion throughout the season. But I just think that it's the partnership he's going to be doing with Rice. Sorry, guys, when you're working, you've mixed your words up. I apologise. Him and Rice together in that midfield. I think that's as you just alluded to there in the 6 and the 8. I think that you've got a player there that he needs to face play. Like I said in my match reaction, the foul people can look at, and I get that. I get that physicality and stuff like that with him. But let's look at it this way. I'm not comparing the two. He's a slightly different player, but you look at Cesc Fabregas as a Spanish midfield. You wouldn't sit there and say he's the strongest fella, but his ability to see the pitch, his passes. I think that once Zubimendi gets even more comfortable in his role, you'll see him passing that ball into Gyökeres, into that space and through the midfield. He's that player. He's capable of doing that as well. Obviously you've got Ødegaard, but Ødegaard drops. He tries to dictate. He likes to flick that little intricate pass in. This guy can do a longer pass, see that vision. Especially if you've got Eze, you've got Madueke, you've got Saka. I think just give him time. As I said, as I tried to allude to yesterday, it's a baptism of fire and a tough one. Let's put it this way, and I want to put it to you as well. What new signing have we had that's had to go to Man United and Liverpool in their first 2 away games to start their Arsenal career? And it's the same thing with Gyökeres and people having a pop at him, which we'll get to him because he's not quite in our list to talk about just yet. But I want to make that point right now that, again, he's had a tough 2 away games. Let's let this guy settle in because I think he's obviously going to be a very, very, very astute signing, mate. But just give him time, Tone.
Let's see how he goes. Guys, before we continue, please like and subscribe. 2 free buttons. It helps the channel grow. We've just started off. I think we're doing really well. There's going to be loads of content coming out from us. And please get involved in the comments.
We appreciate it. Anything you want to say, please say to me. Let me and Tony. We'll respond. We're on it all the time.
Happy to.
Exactly. Happy to take it. Just please like and subscribe and comment, guys. Appreciate it.
Moving on to Norgard. Now, I think this ain't a bad signing in terms of he's 31, and there was question marks in terms of why are we bringing another 30? He's been as a replacement for Jorginho, right? The question marks thrown by Arsenal supporters and what I've seen was, why don't we bring someone in younger? Why don't we have more of a backup? But in terms of experience, he's a good signing for me. And what I've seen of him in pre-season, he's been pretty good. The only question mark I'm going to have on him now is his ability to stay fit. He's out injured already, So I'm like, what's funny was, did he get? We have to research this as well. I'll have a look at this after this podcast. But has he been injured at Brentford? And if he was he out for long term? Because he's come to Arsenal and played pre-season. I think he was on the bench for United. Was he on the bench for United?
He no, he wasn't.
So he's not made a debut in the Premier League for Arsenal.
Not yet.
That's what is up with our? Is it that bloody training pitch on the car park? Is it just damaging limbs?
I know it's got to be questioned. It's got to be questioned. I mean, going on to that as well, I agree with it, Tone. I think that's another one I call in the Stute sign. I mean, for 12 million all in to replace the aging body of Jorginho is a very good deal. The problem is as Arsenal fans, we've not seen him, competitively, only in the fact that he's played for Brentford. To answer that question, Tone, I don't think he has personally, mate. I think people can Google it and see the fact that his reliability is fantastic. And then we haven't had him for the first 3 games. So, I think as well is the baptism of fire would have been helped with him at Old Trafford for Subamendi, if Norgard was fit, because I think Norgard would have been like a pressure valve, releasing that sort of thing and let him have that. So it's a shame, Tone. Let's hope he's recovered well for and he's back. I think we're going to need him, especially with the Champions League and League Cup coming in. You need that option to.
We need that depth, yeah, definitely.
100%.
I still question maybe we should have considered bringing Xhaka back as a backup in that role.
Yeah. I know. They say sometimes they don't go back, but I mean, Xhaka. I've got
a year's contract just to cover.
I've got so much respect for him, Tone.
I always like the idea of him and Declan Rice playing together in the midfield.
I'd hope we would have said we were actually after him, Declan Rice, and I was thinking to myself, let's get it in. And we again, like with what we always do, and like I think we've done with Eze as well. We kind of done a lot of research. Subamendi the same, Tone. We had about 2-3 years. We were told that we were interested in him. And it has only just come to fruition now. He finally got him out of Sociedad. And it was the same with Rice. And when we had Xhaka, I thought to myself that Xhaka and Rice, it would have been interesting to have seen. I think obviously it's too late now because I think obviously he's gone to Sunderland. But no, I echo your sentiment, mate. I had plenty of time for Xhaka, and I think that would have been a very interesting one, at least as a backup. But look at it this way. I don't think we were talking about it, but he's playing at Sunderland. Obviously, if we had Subamendi and Rice, I think obviously he wouldn't play. But yeah, I get that, mate. It could have been an interesting one to bring back, definitely.
Yeah. Moving on to our best friend, and most of the article's best friend.
Well,
Noni. Noni Madueke, 48.5 million, 3.5 million add-ons, takes it up to around 53 million.
Yeah.
54 million pound mark. At the time, I was probably one of many going, what the fuck are we doing here?
Did you sign the petition to not have him sign?
That was a step too far for me. The Arsenal were doing that. Honestly, someone must have been having a laugh, and it just got blown up.
I hope they're screenshotted, mate. I really do.
I think that was too far. The guys are signed for a club. It's not his fault. But you know what? It's pretty good on him because he's probably got the bit between his teeth now, and he knows that. Against Liverpool, he was probably one of our best players, if not
I agree.
Our best player in terms of. He was definitely our best player in attack. He was trying to make things happen. He had no fear. And Joe, I was watching a few van cams today, right? And someone said something, and actually made me think. Actually, with Arteta's tactics. There was a moment, actually, I watched the highlights back, and there was a moment where Madueke had the ball, and he went to drive. The whole game was just driving forward, right? And as supporters, you want to see your attacking players do that when they've got the opportunity. There was a moment where he stopped, like Arteta was shouting him, like he stopped and then passed it backwards. So, and I think that's adding to the criticism of Arteta because he should be allowing the players to express themselves. Like, there's no point having. I'll get onto it like as a Gyökeres, Odegaard, even if they're not, and even Saka, Madueke, if they're not going to be able to express themselves, this might be why Martinelli's playing so shit. Is because he knows that he's getting the ball and overthinking it, because tactically he's being told that he's got to look backwards and got to pass the ball, whereas the old Martinelli would have got the ball and just drove with it, right? Maybe someone needs to say to Arteta, let him play, just leave him to play, like, because he's literally against Anfield and Liverpool and Anfield, he was overthinking it. He was really overthinking it, and that's why he's been doing it every game. It's, but he didn't come on against Leeds, but when he come on, when he started against Man United at Old Trafford again, had got into good opportunities, overthinking it. So I think Arteta's to blame for that. If I'm being honest with you, I think he needs to lighten up a little bit. So, but Madueke, let's see how he goes. He's got a big job at the moment. Saka's out injured, so he's probably gonna.
Let's keep our fingers crossed for this international. Sorry to cut in time, because I mean, it just worries me all the time, mate, with us at the moment. And we've got Eze there, Rice, Madueke, Lewis Skilly. Let's keep our fingers crossed, because we need him. But that's why you get squad depth in. But hopefully, obviously, the guy will come on as a sub. Same with Eze, to be fair. So to add to that, Tone, I have said to you, I get the trepidation by a lot of fans, but I like the guy, and maybe it was the fact that he played for Chelsea that stopped me sort of being overly. But he come on for England, and there was something in the back of my head just saying, if he's available, like, I'd have him. So I had no problem. I was surprised because obviously Madueke came before Eze, and we were talking for, Eze's been on the cards for a year, 2 years, Tone. There's people mentioned him, and then last summer, and it was like, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into that, but obviously it's all changed now. We know what's happened, but I know and get what people were saying, but I like the player. That's what I think. So I'm excited what he can bring, and what he done at Anfield, I think is a tiny taste, mate. I think
let's see what happens. That's definitely giving the guy a chance.
He has to be. So. He has to be, my friend, definitely.
I think this is probably, for me, from what I've seen so far, and based on yesterday as well, I think this is probably our signing of the summer, and it is Mosquera. I think I'd have to say, purely because value-wise and what we're getting for that player, he done an absolute great job yesterday. And I don't know, you're at Anfield, 3 minutes have gone. He's, arguably our best centre back has gone down injured, right? And how much pressure would you be feeling in that situation to go, right, you're going on now, one of the biggest games of the season, already in the calendar, and you're getting chucked in, and to play like he did, you got to hold your hand up and go, Joe, what, brilliant, well done. Over 13 million quid,
an absolute steal.
Euros. But
in this crazy market, Tone, that's an absolute steal.
Great bit of business from the club there. They've brought a player in that he was strong, he was quick, a little bit nervous on the ball, but I thought his overall play was brilliant, and it made me think, Joe, what, we've got a good centre back there. Even fullback, I could see him covering at right back if we need him to, and he's quick, 100%. Powerful. Yeah, I think for me that's probably the coup of the summer for us in terms of value.
Value for money. What we've had, Bert has dug this player out. I want to add something, Tone. It's just pinged on my phone. When we're finished discussing Mosquera, I just want to update something, mate, because something has just come in. But I want to go back to Mosquera first because that's important. I see the kid in pre-season. I see the kid live at the Leeds game, and you could see some of the stuff he done. And I mean, to come in when you're, your main centre half, the main centre half of the team. Sorry, you think, put yourself in his shoes, mate. He's a 21-year-old kid, but this boy looks like he's got no fear. I know he obviously with as you say, there's a few scary moments with a ball at his feet, but then he got back in position. He recovered. He's athletic, and this, as you said, this guy can cover at right back. You'll agree, and I'm sure the viewers who are watching will agree that Tomiyasu, I love Tomiyasu. I thought, and he come in, he could play left back, he could play right back. We didn't put him at centre half, but he played centre half for Japan. And I think that was a gutting sort of like thing to go, well, we have to get rid of him sort of thing. He's not been fit. This guy is one of them you're going, I don't think we're going to miss Tomiyasu now, because this guy is going to be a covering centre back. He's going to be cover at right back. He's everything we'd want, sort of thing. So To be fair, Tone. All right, can I have some exclusive news, dude?
Yeah, go for it.
This will cheer you up. And this is an exclusive. Okay. Well, this is an exclusive from David Ornstein, but this is actual live. It's just pinged on my Twitter.
Have they got a new beer in or something? Is that what you're going to say?
No, mate. No, they need to improve how they pour the beers. Nottingham Forest signed Alexander Zinchenko from Arsenal. They agree a straight loan deal. Personal terms are in place for him. Deal sheet was submitted after their interest in Javi Garland. It ended. He's the Ukraine defender's complete. So Zinchenko's gone to Nottingham Forest on a straight loan deal to the end of the season. So his wages are off the book.
That's good news. That's good news.
I mean, in terms of the problem is we haven't got a fee, but I think the main thing is that after what he said, and I've just said as well, at the beginning of the video, I think that's the right move. Because you imagine he's going to be in the dressing room and people are like, well, you've just said something, and I don't think Mikel's going to want him to play.
My only worry there, Wayne, sorry to interrupt you there. My only worry there, right, is that leaves us with Calafiori and actually, no, ignore me. We've just signed someone to cover left back.
We're going to come to him, but I think that the terms of that, we weren't going to sign another person unless another player, shall I say, sorry, if we couldn't get that deal over the line. I think people are saying that the Kivior and Zinchenko were going to be the guys that would go and would get this Hincapié in. But yeah, that's just come in, mate, 2 minutes ago, barely. That he's gone for a straight loan. So basically, we've got the wages off the books.
The wages off the books. Okay. No, fair enough.
So that's 12 out, guys. 12 outs in total. So yeah,
that's good. Moving on to Victor Gyökeres. Now everyone cried out for a striker. We got him. It was out of him and what team was you rooting for? Was it Team Gyökeres or Team Šeško?
How long you got? I don't want to bore you guys for yourself and anybody watching Tone for too long, but it was a tough one for me, and I want to be brutally honest. From January, I was in Team Šeško, but there was come back March time, and nothing was mentioned about Šeško. And David Ornstein said that at the moment Berta is interested, and Berta's looking for Gyökeres. For me, there's always that nagging thing in the back of my mind. I see Gyökeres, I see Šeško in the Euros, and I wasn't impressed with him. But I thought, he's going to be one of them players that you give him time. But I thought to myself, we don't need a player who you got to wait on. We need to bang now. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if we go for Šeško, and even throughout this summer window, I'm thinking, if we don't get Gyökeres, and we're going to give Manchester United a striker that's going to be banging. Do you know what I mean? He's going to bang goals in Tone. I've liked the look of Gyökeres. I vaguely remember when Sporting, I think it was, if someone can correct me, I think it's about 20 million or something they signed Gyökeres for. And I don't know if there was tentative links with him then, but I thought to myself, should we have kind of took a punt on him? But of course, again, I'll put it back to the club. They do it. Edu used to do a data thing, and I think that's what more likely they were looking. He was recruiting players with data, and you see how it is. We weren't bloody buying anyone. Sterling's high on the data list. His whole transfer thing's wrong. But yeah, it was 2 years ago, Tone, when he left Coventry, and I thought to myself, should we have took a punt on him? He's 20 million, and look what he's done. As whatever you want to say about the Portuguese, this guy is ready to go, but we have to feed him, Tone. He again, like I said to you earlier with Subamendi, he was chucked in the deep end. What kind of player gets 2 away games against Manchester United and Liverpool to start their Arsenal career or any Premier League career? But when you're that, you got the pressure on. But this guy, I feel, will bang. So, Team Gyökeres. I was definitely Team Gyökeres. It's just in the back of my mind thinking, because what you hear, Tone, it didn't seem like the deal was going to go through. So that's why in my back of my mind, I went, okay, we're not going to get Gyökeres. But someone was saying as well in January, that there was actually talks that we were looking to go to Gyökeres, and it will be getting done in the summer. And obviously the Sesko links went quiet again because he didn't want to come in January. They said, we can't leave RB Leipzig or whatever. And Gyökeres links come back again. So I'm very, very happy that we got in because, I think he does the simple things, Tone. We've obviously spoken about it, but, he is your Ian Wright type striker. Just give the guy the ball. He knows where the goal is. He knows where to put it, Tone. Put the ball on the penalty spot, he'll score 9 out of 10 times, maybe more. But I was team Gyökeres. Yourself?
So I was a bit annoyed when he was linked with Sesko because I thought, it's not proven. He's it was a lot more money, and I'm like, Victor Gyökeres is ready now. He's 27 years old. He's got the ability. Everyone go, but it's the Portuguese league, it's the Farmers League. Yeah, but you still got to score. You still got to score the goals in front of you, right? And it's we know that he's not going to come to the Premier League and banging 90 goals in one season, right? So, but he is going to score goals, right? And I must admit that listening to a few pundits over the weekend, they've really slated Gyökeres over his Liverpool performance and United performance.
Yeah.
And they've sort of said, any team that sits back and he can't get in behind, he's just going to be wasted. Now, I'm inclined to think, do you know what? That's a very good point. But then I feel like he's the sort of guy that when he gets his moment, he will score.
He'll put the ball in it.
We can't judge him yet because he's not had the moment. Like yesterday, he didn't have any shots on goal, right? Because he was completely out of the game. And I think that was down to our gameplay, not down to him and his ability.
Can I add as well? Can I add there? And I'm really sorry. Just to add in, and please keep that flow tone. But I want people to check as well what you're saying, and it backs it up. Martinelli again. He had an opportunity to put him through, and he held off, and he kept running with the ball. And there you go, Tone. That's your point. That's your point right there that you've just made.
Yeah. No, exactly. So I think that it's, as I said on our a reaction video. Yes, I'm still fuming about the Liverpool game because that was an opportunity. Well, we won't get into that because
it was.
I've calmed down.
It's only game week 3, mate. We've got 35.
we got Forest when we come back, so just bounce back. Just get this international break out of the way with no injuries.
Gyökeres will be back on the score sheet, Tone. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
I have every faith in him, Tone, and I'm happy. I'm well happy. I'm ecstatic. There we signed him. I think we've done it. Look at the bottom of the screen and the price we paid for him as well. And look at Sesko and the fact that what has he done, and people are straight on Gyökeres. Another one to add before we move on, Tone, is Haaland, right, goes missing in games. No one says a word, right? But this guy has a moment, Haaland, and whether if he's confident or not, this guy put the ball in the back of the net, Tone. That's what Haaland does. He could be poor for 80 minutes. He could be poor. William Saliba and Gabriel could pocket this guy, and all of a sudden he'll just get one thing, bang, and you're looking there going, "We've had him for 80 minutes. Where's he been? He's disappeared." Yeah. That is what the good strikers do. I'm not saying that yet that Gyökeres is sort of that level. I just think he's that type of striker. And you don't know what it's going to be. You're focusing on. If you look at Haaland, focus on his games against them kind of teams, and tell me that he doesn't go missing. But because it's Arsenal, and because it's look at Arsenal, they've actually got a striker now. People are scared, Tone, because they're going. We've just watched 4 months of Mikel Arteta make a supposed defensive midfielder, central midfielder, whatever you want to put Marino like, but he's made Marino look like a decent centre forward. What the hell is he going to do with an actual centre forward? So just remember that. Just remember all the stuff these guys are saying. It's for a reason, Tone. So I'm chuffed with that. So I'm chuffed with the signing, mate.
And if you're any Spurs fans watching, cover your eyes. Eberechi Eze. What signing that is. His little cameo appearance at Anfield. Brilliant, really good. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping that he should start against Forest. No doubt about that.
Without a doubt.
It'd be our luck that he'll get an injury away on international duty. I'm laughing because I'd be crying if he did. But you,
I'm touching the wood on my table, Tone. I bloody hope not.
Yeah.
We honestly, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, I've got really. I ain't got a lot to add to this. You know, he's a good. You know, we wanted quality in that area, right? We've got quality. You know, it was him or Rodrigo. We went with him, but I think that we've got. You know, I'll put Cam there because he's naturally a number 10.
He can do it.
I think. Right,
he's a central attacking player, Tone.
I think certain games Arteta's just got. If Odegaard does not pick up steam and does not pick up form, then for me, Eze drops in that role. No brainer.
Yeah.
You know, I think that he's got to have some. Arteta's got to have some balls this year to drop his cap. That's what I think. Yeah. So whether he does it's another thing. So let's see how we go. And then I think just to close off the summer signings, is Pierre Nkapié. If I'm pronouncing that right. Is that right?
Yeah, Piero Nkapié. Well, obviously they can correct us with that. I'm not quite sure at that time, but I just heard someone say it's Nkapié. Obviously, for me and you, as we butcher quite a few names on our channel so far, me and you would have gone Hincapi, wouldn't we?
I see it. Right?
You know, so I've heard it there.
Where we stay stuff, we butcher everything, don't we?
Yeah, we're just two common Spermsy boys, you know what I mean? So bear with us, guys. We may butcher it from time to time, but the intention is there. With this one, Tone, I know you don't know quite a lot about it. I'm kind of the same, but the name come up earlier in the summer, but it's come up. I don't know if it was last year, but this name come up, and I thought to myself, and you'll agree, we've just signed Calafiori. We've got Kivior already. This was last year, by the way, the full process of what I was in. Other than the fact I thought, well, he's a left back, like centre back. You've got Kivior. But what it was is, if you follow the stuff onto Twitter as well, that Kivior has been looking like an outgoing for a year and a half now, to almost 2 years. But we've kept him, and I think he's done a fantastic job. And I wish him good luck on his loan to Porto. I really do. He's you know, he come in and everyone was absolutely shitting a brick. He's coming in against Real Madrid. All right, didn't work out for us at PSG, but he was fantastic, and good luck to the lad. But yeah, we was linked with him, and obviously nothing coming to fruition with Kivior. But I just want to say to you, and again, if you haven't, guys, you can't just go on YouTube. You have to look more. There's not full 90 minutes where you can fully assess a player. He's going to wear the number 5 shirt, Tone. He can cover at centre back. We obviously have Calafiori who does that. But this guy can overlap. This guy can be an outlet on the left. Yeah. So you know what people have said, and I think people may agree. Gabriel Heinzer, who is now one of our assistant managers, used to do that as well. But he could also cover at centre back. So I think he's not far off of that profile, Tone. So okay. I recommend guys have a look at what he does. He obviously centre back, left back, Tony. He hasn't scored a lot of goals, but do yourselves a favour. Either put in YouTube Piero Nkapié goals, assist, or for Bayer Leverkusen. He flies down the wing, whips in a good ball, and you'll see what it is, and it will get you more excited for the fact that this guy could be more of a left back. And it'll also allow Calafiori to play left centre back. You can always, as I said to you in a previous video, Miles Lewis-Skelly in the middle, which is his natural position he's played since youth. So to be fair, Tone, I think it's one of them where people are going, "Oh, where's me Rodrigo? Where's my left winger signing?" The left winger signing was the fact that we signed a player in Eze who loved the club, and that was what we should have gone with. This guy. The surprise with Mosquera, I think this guy will do the same. I'm excited about it. I know it's another defender, guys, but I think the depth in the squad is going to be good, ridiculous. As long as they all stay fit, touch wood, we're going to have two backs of 4. They're going to be fantastic, Tone.
Yeah, all right. I think let's just do a bit of a roundup on transfers. It's been one of the busiest deadline days I've ever seen in terms of the amount of players that have gone out. I think the biggest one is Isaac going to Liverpool. Now that's would you say that's a title done with him going to Liverpool?
That will is it? Sorry, time repeat. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, would you say that's a title gone? Him going to Liverpool, Isaac?
I know people say, you know what, I want to. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool. A lot of people have gone, oh, why didn't Arsenal do what Liverpool done? And because obviously they've gone for Wirtz and they've gone for Isaac. The Wirtz, I'm confused what his total value is. If it's English, apparently it's 116 mil. Yeah. So what Liverpool have done for almost 250 million, have signed themselves a central attacking midfielder and a striker. Yeah. For that price tone. People are going, oh, we should have done it with Isaac. We should have waited around. I think now that, I mean, if they got Gay, I would be more worried.
So did that Isaac still go through? I see it was confirmed, but it's not on the list of outs or ins on Liverpool on Sky Sports. I did go through.
Let me have a look at the because
definitely went through.
What it is as well. I think it's more time. They have to get a deal sheet in to say that they're going before 7, and then they've got till 9 o'clock. And I think that's why the Zinchenko deal, obviously Nottingham Forest in the background, Bert has pulled it off as he usually does. He's gone, go on, So that's why that Zinchenko deal's just gone through as well. I think they've got till maximum 1 o'clock for something else. He'll more than likely, if they don't announce him tonight, it'll be tomorrow, but it's looking likely that that's done, dude. Did you see as well, guys, which I think is absolutely crazy, and I think you'll agree with me, Tone. Bayern agree new 70 million deal to sign Jackson from Chelsea. Right? So, if I may, guys, just quickly, which I think is absolutely crazy, by the way, they're paying an increased fee, because obviously what it was I don't know if Chelsea done it tactically, because they're selling, mate. I don't know what they're doing, how they're selling these players, Tone. But they've last night they told him, right, because Liam Delap was injured, and apparently the deal was plug was pulled. It's only today again. They've come back in. Bayern are now paying an increased fee, so they're paying 14.2 million, and then they're going to sign him for, I think it's like 55.8 million. Sorry, guys, 55. Yeah, that'd be a cheap player. 70.5 million, and Chelsea have got a player, and they doubled their money that they paid for him. Just I don't know what to say.
You know what? Fair play to them.
Fair play to them. But I don't know. They haven't involved it. They ain't got any hotels involved in the deal, so they've pulled it off legitimately, it seems. But dude, for me, that's a massive surprise. But that's gone through. Spurs have completed the loan signing of Kolo Muane, if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, I see. We were linked to him this morning. But,
we were. Whistler as well going through for Newcastle. Again, dude, these are just, you're more likely look at the late tomorrow morning. I think obviously they're just getting all the stuff done. As long as they get it in for the timeline. Obviously, we didn't know. No one on X has said anything about Zinchenko. As far as we were aware, he was staying. Whatever's happened, at least we got that off the books. But just keep an eye on it. But it's looking like that's gone through, mate. That big deal. But to go back to the question, if they sign Mark Gay, that they should be labelled in the media as favourites for the quadruple. They haven't got Gay, so I'll say it's the treble. The treble. They're saying that you got that Salah coming out before the game, and he said, "Oh, Arsenal are going to be number one."
Yeah, it's all mind games.
No, mate. You have spent nearly 500 million. Yeah. Now this is Liverpool's own. This is Liverpool's own money, by the way. This isn't no oligarch from Russia. There's no sheik from the Far East. Yeah, this is an American. They've got this money. They've sold players as well. Right, so fair play, but you spent 500 million, you spent, on players alone, so you should be labelled the favourites. You're the champions, you should be labelled a favourites. I mean, it's a sign of intent, but I just think it's crazy. And someone pointed it out, and I agree. I'm not saying that I would have said no if we'd have done a world record crazy fee for Isaac. All right, I'm not saying that. But someone said, just look at his injury record as well. You know, you're not. Are you going to get 2 to 3 games a week out of this guy? Say you're challenging for the Premier League. You're playing midweek in the Champions League, and then you need this guy for Saturday and Sunday because you're playing Man City away, and you need your striker. Is he going to do that on a consistent basis, Tone, for 125 million?
Ekitike must be sitting there with the raven up because he's not done nothing wrong in my eyes.
Another one as well. We'll add to that. I'll add to that discussion, and we'll discuss this after what you've just said. James Trafford, right? Number 1, no pressure, playing for Burnley, doing absolutely fantastic for them. Man City come in, buy him, 30 million, he's their player. They've just gone and signed Donnarumma now. So what's Trafford going to be? Back up. Oh, he's making Ricks or whatever mistakes. You know, what the hell? And Ekitike, he's been not banging goals in, but he's scored in his first 3 appearances. And Liverpool have effectively gone, your second choice now, mate.
Yeah. I mean, good segue there. Donnarumma, what a signing for City. Best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion.
He's a great keeper. In my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, I think he doesn't suit but he's not good with his feet. He's a shot-stopping, solid keeper in that sense. But Man City and Pep's teams, that's why that James Trafford has struggled because he's playing from the back. With the feet, his quick passing. I think you can look at the skills of the keeper, and he will pull them. He will save them points, but it could cost them a few because they might not have that out ball and the way they play. It's confusing. But yeah, mate. Fair play to him. He was the reason why PSG beat us last year. We would have thumped him at the Emirates without him being in between the sticks. So it's still a good sign. Zone. It don't fit for that's City. The ball with his feet.
Cool. I think so. Let's start wrapping up. We've been on for 45 minutes. So let's stop boring people with talking about Liverpool and City. Let's concentrate on ourselves. Hopefully,
that's the round up, guys. I think.
Before we go,
what would you rate the window as we're closing, Tone?
I was just going to say. So I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a 7 out of 10. And the reason why I'm going with a 7 out of 10 is because I feel like yes, we got enough. I think we've got enough in defence. I think we've left ourselves a little bit short in midfield. I'd say we could have done with another centre midfielder because you're only Declan Rice big injury away from leaving yourself with Norgard and Zubimendi as your main centre. And who are you going to put in after them two? There's no one there, is there? So I think we've left ourselves quite short. I know we've got Marino to go in, but he's proven that he's okay, but he's not the best midfielder. So that would be why I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I think maybe we should have got a little bit of extra cover in there. But yeah, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna have to go 2 points higher than your Tone. I think it's a 9 out of 10. Why I say that is I think it could go to a 10 out of 10 if Saka and Saliba, as they're rumoured, are looking to sign it could come out at some point, but there's been a lot of talk that they're looking to sign a new contract, both of them. I'm going to elevate it. I was thinking while we were talking 8.5, but I think the fact that we've just got rid of Zinchenko's wages bumps it up to a 9 out of 10. I get what you're saying. I also think as well that Declan Rice, Norgard, and Zubimendi can play as that deep six in midfield. Let's not forget as well that as I've alluded to, Lewis Skelly can play in midfield. And I think he will do an absolutely fantastic job if Arteta goes, I'm putting you in there. So I think with the depth of the midfield, you've got 3 players there that can play as the 6. If Kai Havertz comes back, if Ødegaard comes back, and Ødegaard is back, by the way, sorry guys, but you know what I mean, fully fit, and Eze, you could have a system if you're struggling where you could put Ødegaard at left 8, Declan Rice. I know it's obviously or Zubimendi. I mean, I know at a push Norgard wouldn't really set people's minds alight, but the depth would allow for Ødegaard to be in that left 8, Eze in the right 8, number 10. You've got Havertz as an option. You've got Madueke, if Saka's fit, Saka on the right, Madueke, Eze in the 10, Ødegaard in the left 8. And then obviously it's Gyökeres. Don't forget as well, Jesus comes back. We've still got Trossard and Martinelli. Nothing's pinged up on my phone saying they've had a last-minute loan. I think in that midfield depth, I get what you're saying, but I think you can use that. And I think having Ødegaard potentially as a left 8 could also be an option, push come to shove. So if they do complete with the outs, they've got rid of everyone I wanted to get rid of. I still believe Trossard and Martinelli could have been upgraded on, but they're our players. Let's get behind them. We know that Martinelli, obviously, starting at times, he needs his confidence. His confidence is shot. So it's one of them. But let's move on to that. It could be January in the summer. Let's sort that out. All I want to say is he's got rid of because of that Zinchenko coming through, Tone. He's got rid of the players he needed to. Jakub Kivior's gone. Hincapie's come in. I think it should be a 9 out of 10. And I think, obviously, if you've got a left winger to replace either Trossard or Martinelli, you'd be going above 10 out of 10. Because I think the fans are going to be absolutely ecstatic if they find out that Saliba and Saka have agreed deals already. And that's going to come out at some point. So I think you have to look at it that Berta has done a fantastic job now. He's got rid of the players. We've got no one we've got no one in this team now that we're carrying. And to a lesser extent, again, say Trossard and Martinelli, come in and do your job. And if it don't work out with Martinelli, let's look in January, let's look next summer. But I think what we've got, the starting 11 and everything is top notch. 9 out of 10 for me, son.
Okay, we'll close it at that. Guys, let us know what your ratings are in the chat. Cool. Guys, as mentioned, please like and subscribe. Like this video.
We appreciate that, guys.
We appreciate there's an international break coming up. We'll try and get some content out during the week. We'll go through some more detail of the squad. Any news that comes through, we'll discuss that as and when it comes in. Cool. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good evening.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.